everybody shouldn't be commanders and first sergeants.
We're going to get into that
because
that's a big topic.
Yeah,
I want to talk about.
It's a block check for progression. But
not everybody deserves it. Not everybody has the qualifications for it. What do you mean?
They got the qualifications because it's not that much.
Then what? They don't have the people skills for it. What does that mean?
So selfish though sometimes, because if there's leaders that I have till I die, she will be one of my favorite people in all the land because she cares about people when we're hungry, tired, and wet.
So that's almost that's almost a perfect storm then, because you care about people, you care about people.
No,
to a certain extent, but it's true.
It's true with my other shirt.
It's true.
There's a 98% chance I don't give a fuck. This is my other shirt.
I know the inner teddy bear of you. But anyway, back to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what was some of your first conversations like? You have to get to know each other. Was deployment an option then? Did you know? I mean, you got deployed, and we're going to get to that. Did you know it was coming down? Was there a leadership style you guys talked about? Do you discuss things? What were some of the early conversations?
So, like I said, I came in, I guess, about 2 months before Keith did, and I thought I had all these great ideas, and I was so excited about the things we were going to do. And you get a lot of advice coming in about, don't do anything for your first 90 days. Just watch things and see how things unfold. And that went out the window day one for me because things were just, the organization can't wait for you. And there were things that had to happen. And so when he came on, we were, I think about 4 weeks out from going to an NTC rotation. So there wasn't a whole lot of, in my opinion, sitting down and having kind of like the philosophical discussion of what are we going to do. It was a lot of,
we're doing this and let's get to it.
No, I mean, I think we had a lot of collaborative conversations, but it just wasn't super intentional. It was just kind of like on the fly, like, hey, we have to have this thing happen. How are we going to do it? And I think we got to know each other that way. We got to know each other kind of trial by fire. We just had to kind of take one fire at a time and work through that together.
And it was a dumpster fire too. We survived. It was easy. And my personal life was shit too. I think I might have called it drunk. Like, hey, it's Thursday. Don't be mad if I come to work drunk tomorrow.
Before we go any further, paint this story of what the company is, because you're in an aviation unit. True. You have assets. You have attack helicopter pilots. Or pilots.
Yeah.
Aircraft, helicopters.
Yeah.
So paint this picture of what the company. What's the breakdown of the people, pilot? I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah. So to Keith's point, we were a troop.
Yeah.
Technically not a company.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I tried to
We were in the cab.
I'm going to get jumped right now.
How much is Apache? 40 million? 30 million?
Yeah, I mean, something like that. That's what they estimate those at.
We had 8?
Yeah, we had 8 Apaches.
8 Apache helicopters.
4 Shadow UAVs.
We owned unmanned aerial systems too.
Yeah.
So you had 10, call it aircraft for...
No, we have 4 of those, didn't we?
Or
4 and 8. I'm sorry, 4 and 8, 12. Yes. I try never to do math in public, as I mentioned earlier.
Same.
Yeah, 4, yeah. Okay, that's a big deal, number one. That's okay. Go on. And on the personnel side.
Yeah, so within that, we had pilots of the helicopters, maintainers of the helicopters, as well as the drone operators and maintainers.
Wow.
On both sides.
Yeah, so
we,
give or take, including us, we were at about 65 most of the time, and that kind of would come and go based on, people leaving and whatnot, but we were about 65.
And so she set the tone of the human side of it too, because we're also in charge if 65 to 73 people decide to go home and beat their wives, we got to answer for that in the morning. You have to set that climate to where we don't do that here. Not in my squad.
Not in my troop.
Yeah.
Wow. Not in our troop.
But it wasn't with Iron Fist.
Well, I was going to get into that, but since you just brought this up, so you have 65 people you're responsible for. And my neighbor who has 3 kids, I ask him, do you have a favorite? And then we start talking about all their personalities. So you're dealing with 65 different people, different jobs too, which I want to get into because that comes into play. And 65 different personalities. How does this all how do you deal with all this? And how do you understand them all as humans and try to give them each that attention they need when you have to?
I think one of the things that I learned in command that I had probably seen a little bit of prior to was meeting people where they are and kind of understanding that not everybody's going to be on the same plane.
Meeting them where they are, as far as where as advanced as they are in life at that time.
Yeah, developmentally.
Yes.
And I think that was a hard lesson for me to learn because,
Interesting.
I had to not maybe have the same expectations of this person over here that I had of a person across from them, or the same expectations of one individual that I have of myself. Like that is a hard separation, I think, to make. And so that being said, I think you really get to know people though through the circumstances that you kind of go through as an organization. I mean, we did an NTC rotation. We went to the field multiple times before a deployment, and then when you deploy, I mean, you can't help but get to know people. So
Sure. How was it for you, Keith, on the human nature?
It's the first time in my life that I wasn't resourced with what I would ask for. So in special operations, if I wanted something, hey, I need some more sergeants, and the sergeants come from the sky. And I asked our leadership, hey, I need some more sergeants. They're like, what's it telling me for? I don't know, because So we decided that, hey, we'll just grow our own, because we digested this early, and I'm so glad. We got what we got. Help ain't coming. So if you want it, it's coming out of hiding. We got to grow it. And she afforded me that opportunity to grow, and we almost paid it. Because if you're not here and you're out getting trained, then I got less people. Because remember, help ain't coming.
Did you have favorites?
I will be fair and impartial when recommending both rewards and punishment.
That's a yes.
No, hell no.
No.
Look, man, it is so easy to get caught up. However, too much is given, much is rewarded.